Good afternoon and welcome to Energia Park. And good afternoon again to Energia Park, where we are here for the clash of Old Belvedere and University Limerick Bohemians in this top four Division 1 clash. I'm joined once again by Hayley. Good afternoon, Hayley.
Good afternoon.
So this is a rehearsal really for next weekend's finals day.
That's it. Across both the teams, this match and then also Blackrock Railway will be the same. It'll be a great contest now, and I don't think there'll be anything left on the pitch after this, and they won't see it as a warm-up game. They'll see this as a competitive fixture, both sides, and both teams will be gunning for the win here.
Certainly will help the side that wins today next weekend with the upper hand psychologically.
That's it, and it's also great to have been given the use of the pitch here. Wesley were very good to us very last minute there yesterday. We kind of said let's try and get an alternative. We want to get this game played. We don't want to let the weather interfere. So it was great to get the facilities, and it's like that. It'll be a copy and paste job for next week as well. So.
And great that Storm Eunice didn't do as much damage as was feared in Dublin, although I believe the West of Ireland got it far harder.
Definitely, there was a few games off within the AAL. Even I think Sligo Blackrock in the men's was called off due to snow over in Sligo. The pitch was like a winter wonderland. So you see it across different teams, and it's great to be able to get the game played.
And this is where the 4G pitch comes in very handy for Irish rugby.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and I really think all the big clubs should definitely have one somewhere, access to some somewhere. So
many thanks to Leinster Branch for allowing the teams to play. And that's the start of the game. Limerick to kick off. Nicely taken. Carried back up. We've some difficulties with team sheets today, so you'll have to bear with us. Belvedere doing their best to work this first possession out. Catherine Dane flinging it out somewhat wildly. It's gone forward off the Old Belvedere hand. Referee playing advantage already, but UL now have the ball. Good work across the back line. Fullback comes into the line. The winger gets a bit of pace. Oh, that's a super tackle. Belvedere number 8 making sure that. Loud blast by the referee. He's about to set down the law now.
Yeah, it was a great hit from Brittany Hogan. I think it was just deemed high there by the referee. Referee today is Bernie White, Southeast man. So it's a bit of a travel look for him today, but well worth it, I hope, for him.
Well, he certainly was very quick onto that one.
Yeah, Bernie, he'd be quick, he'd be fit, he'd be fast. He'll get to every breakdown and every hit around the pitch for the full 80 minutes and more if needed. He's a super ref.
That's one thing that professionalism has brought on, is the refs are far fitter now than they were in the past. In the past, they were just given a whistle, I think.
That's it, and hope for the best. Out you go. Referee
from the centre circle.
Yeah, it's definitely the emphasis on kind of fitness of referees. Make sure they're able to keep up with play, because if you can keep up with the referee can keep up with the play, it makes everything a lot more free flowing and keeps a lot of players up and happy for both sides.
Okay, let's stop and back to the sideline. Yeah.
And that's the dulcet tones of the referee. Bernie there with the ref link on. That ball has come down on the UL side. Good counter ruck by Belvedere, disrupting it, slowing the ball down. The ball is out. Taken in by the open side flanker. Oh, that's well picked up, opportunistic, and flung out wide. And there's space here. Ball goes from Fiona 2 out to the wing. And she's beaten one. Oh, and just a foot in touch, and that was a shame, because she did well to get the ball back inside.
That was super. It was brilliant, and like that, just the tackle there from, I think it came from Erin King, and she was able to get that offload away, get it away from the breakdown, and use the space out wide. We've got speedsters on the outside, and in Claire Gorman, and once she gets that ball in a bit of open space, she's hard to slow down. So Bose did well there to stop her and get her into touch.
On the 10.
The touchline was the defence's friend.
Always is.
So we're back on the halfway line. It's still 0-0. Nice line out from UL. And the scrum half deciding not to fling it out to the back line that was rapidly covered.
Just saying a knock-on advantage.
Belvedere committing a knock on, and the referee, I think, is going to go back for the knock on, and we'll see the first scrum of the day. How do you expect these to go today?
I think Bows have always been very dominant in the scrum. You know, they've always had a very strong pack, a very strong forward group. But I think Belva have really been working on their scrum and their technique and things, and they've got a lot of experienced players in there, and I really think it's gonna stand to them. I think it'll be a good contest here at scrum time.
Okay, here's your mark.
Again, the fact that we're playing on this 4G pitch means it's fairly even, and nobody can be blaming the ground giving way.
Yeah, that's it. There'll be no slips, no restarts, so it'll be a fair contest.
UL out half has come to the open side. She's putting the winger up, signalling for a left winger to come right up to her line, suggesting the kick is in here.
Yeah, they're going to be looking at that backfield there, where our winger here should probably drop just a fraction. As you can see, she's dropping there now, and just to cover that space, because the winger here for Bowes is a speedster, and like that, when she gets a bit of open ground, she's gone.
But UL take it blind, 2-on-1. That pass was lateral, but not forward, and this is good support play from UL, one at a time. Now Belvedere there in a group, counter-rocking, and the referee quite rightly pings UL for hanging onto the ball, and Belvo with a quick one. 40 yards made just with quick thinking. Lovely ball slipped along there. This is super play, and she's broken the tackle. She's through, not quite into open field yet. Gets to ground, has the support with her. Oh, that's a nice step inside the first defender. And Belvedere finally inside this 22 with people outside. First try of the game, and that was very well worked.
That was a super try. It was a team try through and through. It was like that quick reaction from Derv to take the tap and go, made the 40 yards early on, shifted the ball to the other side of the pitch. Bows were on the back foot trying to get back, trying to scramble back. Belvo capitalised on that, and the ball came out wide to Sene, and she rarely misses from that side of from that far out from the line.
No, as you say, lovely team try. New kicker today?
Who is in? Yeah, Jenny Murphy's kicking today. She do a bit of kicking now as well, so it's good to have the options on the pitch, and there's different options there available to us, and we should try and utilise them as much as we can. And I think Jenny's got a great range in her kicking ability, and great distance, so an angle like this would suit her.
4 metres 50 in from the touchline on the right hand side, just inside the 22. It's a good kick. It had the distance, just slightly to the right hand side of the post. But 5-0 to Belvedere. Good start for the team.
That's exactly it. That's exactly what we wanted as well. We wanted to put the pressure on early, make sure that Bows weren't going to get any soft early tries, anything like that. We wanted to make sure the ball was quick. This sort of surface suits our gameplay, where it's it's a quick ball. It'll utilise all the kind of speedsters we've got, and the young fresh legs as well in the team. So that's the ideal start that we wanted.
In the return fixture, the UL at home, they beat Belvedere in that game?
They did, yeah. They would have beaten us there on that one. It was, I think that was a couple of weeks ago there now. But yeah, Bows had a good win there. But like that with Belvo, they stuck to it.
Catherine Dane puts in the kick over the top. Bounces once, but the fullback comes onto it. But a great tackle there by the Belvo number 8. Back row, as always, getting around the pitch. No space down that blind side, so UL go back to the pack, carrying it up. Just short of the halfway line now. Good quick pass from the outside centre. But the Belvedere cover right up there at the right time. 3-on-2. They've given the winger some space, but that's closed down exceptionally quickly.
You're off your feet! You went in for the second bite.
Oh dear.
Everything to the captain, as I said.
Yeah, but we need to keep the lips shut on that one. Referee will have none of that all day, so he's right to ping it from the get-go and make sure the girls stay on his side for the rest of the match.
It's the one rule that differentiates rugby from football, in my opinion. The ability of the referee just to move the pitch 10 yards down the pitch from what players are saying.
Yeah, and like that, the girls always, they know it's a threat there. It's, if a soccer referee or GA referee did it would be uproar, but with the rugby, it's expected almost. So it's one that should be used more often sometimes, in my opinion.
Certainly earns the respect. We're short of ball now. Can we have a ball on the pitch? I presume that's Laura Carty.
It's Laura Carty, yeah. Leaving the ball in the middle of the pitch.
Keep going at this rate. We are going to run out of balls.
Okay, let's go.
UL line out. Just inside.
Go.
Well driven up by the wing forward. Gets her backs moving forwards already. Ball comes out wide again. Oh, and that's a crunching tackle. That is absolute cruncher, and that's earned Belvedere the penalty, leaving all the Limerick players offside.
That was a super hit from Sene. She eyed that up and you could see it was going to be a cruncher of a tackle, and she nailed that one straight on.
A lovely kick. Donnelly finding touch just outside the Limerick 22.
That was a super clearance kick from Onya there.
These two teams are very evenly matched, as the league table will show.
Exactly, it is, and like that, it's always a great contest between these two. There's so much history between them. It'll always be the best of the best coming out for these teams, and the heart and drive will always be in it. The spirit won't stop until the last minute is blown, or last whistle's blown.
Belvedere take it down to 5 in the line out. It allows a couple of players to be out in the back line. Oh, that's a great take by UL though. It's a shame that attacking position lost to Belvedere. Out half makes to kick. She finds grass just about into the Belvedere half. Fiona Toot though takes it inside. Can't beat the first tackler. And now it's come out, and Jenny Murphy, absolute superb give out of the tackle. Looking for support. Beautiful play, forwards and backs interchanging, taking Belvedere into the 22. Superb pass, and she's going to be in for the try. That is a fabulous. Now, if the first one was a team try, that was even more so.
That was fantastic. Again, it was a break through the middle there from Brittany Hogan. Leslie was there on the support on the outside shoulder, able to give the offload then back around to Onya, and the girls were there in support, able to keep that ball safe, keep it tidy, and get the ball on the outside then for Elise to tot it down in the far corner.
Second try, that takes the score to 10-0 after 12 and a half minutes.
This is the exact intensity that Belva would have wanted to start with. They're up in their faces, they're giving Belva or Bows no yards at all, and they're closing down any sort of opportunity. It's fantastic to see, and to see that hunger and that drive in them for the first 10 minutes is fantastic, and this hope that we can keep up this level of rugby for the next 80 minutes.
Well, Coach Johnny Garth will be delighted with the teamwork. There was a danger, each player was almost going into a tackle without support, but being able to get the ball away meant they kept the move alive.
That's it, they kept the ball alive, kept it flowing, meant there was no opportunity then for Bows to get in on the poach or anything like that. So it was super open plays, open rugby. That's what you want to see.
Bit unfortunate there for Jenny again, Jenny Murphy.
Yeah.
One feels she'd rather they scored on the other side of the posts.
Possibly, yeah. I think kicking duties can be hard on a day like this, especially. I think the wind has died down, but it's still a bit of a heavy day out there. So hopefully, those two tries will settle the nerves for Belva.
Whereas last week we saw Blackrock winning the the battle of ball retention really that gave them so much possession. Today, Belvedere seemed to be better at hanging on to the ball.
Definitely, and it's you know, something that we've really worked on and something we've really drilled into the girls, and that it's you can't win a game without having the ball. So it's simple as the ball is the most important thing on the pitch. So if we can keep the ball, you know, the game's a different way.
So for the third time, UL gets kick off. Nice ball, bit of height, maybe a bit long. Doesn't give a chance. Chasers a chance to get to it. UL hooker did very well there, not to kill the ball or give away a penalty. Tackle is made, the ball is down. Donnelly finding grass in front of the winger.
Yeah, you could see Bose was creeping up there, and you know, it was almost, you can almost want to say don't do it. You can see she was looking to jump that bit early, and she just did that little extra step that was a bit too far, and referee didn't like it, so came back for the penalty advantage.
Just Bose really feeling like they want to get their hands on the ball, and at this stage they're willing to do pretty much anything to do it, so hence the offside. Donnelly finds touch just inside the Limerick half, and this time it's 5-man line out again. And again, Limerick getting up and disrupting it, but this time they knocked it forward. And again, you could see the Limerick number 7 there taking the step and the step back again when she realised the ball wasn't out. And that's a good line through the middle by the fullback. Oh, and a super pass out of the tackle too. Champagne rugby from Belvedere. Such a shame.
It was absolutely amazing play there. Like that, they came from the halfway line and made it into the Bose 22 without even creating one ruck. Kept the ball alive, kept the ball moving, and they're just unlucky there with a forward pass on the last pass. Otherwise, I think it would have been Aaron in there for a try.
This is turning into a fabulous performance by Belvedere so far. One that makes me think that the girls will be going back to their own clubhouse after this game and asking for a carpet in Ollie Campbell Park.
That's it. Get the red carpet out.
Yeah, why do pitches have to be green?
Relax.
Brady not happy with that one. Just wants to get it reset and get a little bit more stabilised, I think.
Quick word with the front rowers. Of course, the great thing about playing on a carpet is you don't have to move the scrum 5 yards further into the field to avoid the big puddle.
That's it. I was right down running the line earlier in a different match, and every scrum that had to be reset had to be just shifted in. Just everything was just uprooted.
No.
Nice clearance to touch from UL, taking play well outside their 22. Yeah, there used to be a time this time of year you'd look down on this pitch and you'd see nothing but sand.
Yep.
Okay, just wait, there's a ball coming.
Oh, Leinster School Senior Cup games, you'd almost want a bucket and spade as much as anything else.
Yeah. Along with TCP for your legs for a week afterwards.
Yes, it's black ball. Okay, let's go. Looking at me, okay.
Referee keen to get on with the game as we reach the end of the first quarter. Again, Limerick have disrupted and taken that one. The Belvedere defensive line comes up quickly. Oh.
Yeah, they redeemed themselves there. I think it was I thought the Bows are great at reading the line-outs and they're great at getting girls up in the right position, and I thought they've won 2 out of 3 now of Belva's line-outs, I think it is.
I think so.
You know, and they'll keep putting that pressure on for the entire game. So, like that, then I think what has to be done is the defensive line coming up has to be up in their faces and force that knock-on or force the mistake then in the attacking line.
Belvedere scrum looking rock solid.
Straight back out again, okay? Relax.
In the tunnel and out again.
Okay.
It's more a rugby league scrum than union.
That's it.
Second row, back row, let's go. Crouch!
Belvedere's left winger lined up right behind the out half. Nobody on the blind side. 1, 2, 3. There's 6 Belvedere players on this side.
Okay.
Loose pass picked up nicely by Jenny Murphy, who with one swerve has taken on 4 players and now driving forward to the 22. Dane throws it out to Donnelly. It goes to ground. Donnelly again taking on the defence, but without the ball. The right winger now with a little bit of space and, more importantly, with support. Driving into the 22. Catherine Dane theatrically earning the penalty, and now words on the Limerick side.
That's it, and you'd think Bows would have learnt there from Belville being pushed back 10 that they would say that let's keep the mouth shut here. The ref doesn't want any of it, and rightly so. I think Catherine there was played on the ground by one of the Bows players, so they were on a knock-on advantage anyway. So silly play. They're going to come back for a scrum, whereas now it's come back and it's a penalty.
Yes.
Can't pre-lash and drive her into it. You can't pre-lash.
Has to wait for the contact.
On and drive in. They're one of the new laws at the beginning of this year.
Confused myself on that one there. Now, as far as I was there, you could have one person pre-latched, but Bernie's the ref today, so we'll leave him to him.
You cannot pre-lash and drive in. It's the new law. Been in for the whole season.
Yeah, unless it's in danger scenes, a flying wedge, then in which case then he'll penalise that one.
Yeah, can you? Well, yeah, look, everything was looking bad for me, okay? I look at.
Yeah, I think they're just looking for a bit of clarity there in this scrum. I think Alice, one of our front row players there, was just uncertain, I think, with the bind, I think she was asking about. Bernie seemed to clarify it there for.
For there? No, the one up here? Yeah, hand fit. Okay. So we do. And then mounting, we back to back 10. Yeah, yep. Yeah, no. Okay, is ready? Yeah, she good? Okay. You can't free that.
Time back on. Now, it's a strange decision from UL, but it works well for Belvedere. Running back to support.
Release!
Numbers aren't there for Belvedere.
11.
Catherine Dane having to take it on herself.
11, you need to roll. No, back over here.
Yeah, strange option there from UL Bows in the last penalty to tap it and pull it back, which is giving away possession. Where if they just kicked it clear, then it would have been their line out from where the ball crossed the pane. But
at the very least they were giving Belvedere the line out.
Yeah, strange option, but I'm sure there's method to the madness, I'm sure.
Donnelly taps in, lets the forwards take it up again. Pod system working well for Belvedere here. Nobody pre-latching this time. Lesson learnt. Still going out to the open side. Jenny Murphy, Anya Donnelly between them, managing to confuse each other and knock it on.
That's unfortunate. I think there's a slight breakdown in communication. You could definitely see what they're trying to do, but just timings were just slightly off. So it was unlucky there because it looked like there was a bit of open space in front of Jenny there if she got free.
The game is broken down into sort of itty-bitty between mistakes now. Which is a shame because it started off with such flowing rugby.
Yeah, definitely. I think the adrenaline's starting to slow down a bit now and starting to settle into the game, and just hopefully we can keep the intensity and keep the foot on the gas.
That's lovely play from UL. A lot of open space there. That's a quick winger. Fiona 2 having to go back. And a lovely switch play with Jenny Murphy, who then puts boot to ball and makes it safe for Belvedere. Lovely defensive work from the two of them.
Yeah, it was a great kick as well from Bowes. They saw the bit of space there. They saw Belvo were up tight, kicked it over the heads and put on the pressure, and Fiona then was able to give the offload to Jenny. Jenny was able to clear it out and just relieve the pressure, let the girls reset.
Oh, you make it 2 subs? Okay. Yeah, it's coming over there now, okay? Red ball. Okay,
well,
let's go.
25 minutes gone.
Let's work yourself back.
2 substitutions made by UL.
Yeah, it looks like someone's sore there. I think it's Kate Sheen's coming off there, and Fioridi, I think it is.
Let's go. Out to 15.
Well, it looks like it's 2 front row replacements, and hopefully it's not an injury or anything like that now, and hopefully it's just a more of a tactical substitution save girls for next week.
Go. Crouch. 5. Set.
Belvedere ball just inside their own half. 10-metre line. Catherine Dane goes to Donnelly. Good pass.
Hold.
Kick through to space.
Yep.
Fullback has that though. Little chip kick to nobody. One felt that should have been a bit more effort into the boot there. And it's giving Belvedere the ball and the chance to take it up with the forwards again. Bit of foot tennis going on until Donnelly decides to run it back. The thin red line stays there, but this time they've bounced in space. Good counter ruck by Limerick. Belvedere did well to retain that ball. The 2 number 8s. Oh, she's got through the 2 tacklers and another, and the 4th coming back takes her down. Catherine Dane does very well to distribute that. Vic O'Mahony now driving on into the 22. Not the quickest ball. But the Belvedere midfield just making sure they retain the ball.
Again, another good carries from Belva there. It was a great carry from Claire originally into to fend off 2-3 tacklers, and then to get that ball presentation back, get the quick ball around, and like that, Catherine's doing great at just getting the ball out to the backs, getting it out to the forwards, getting the ball to wherever it needs to go to quick and cleanly, and that's what you want from a scrum half. She's doing fantastically there. I think it's Clodagh done down there now, it seems.
Does Clodagh wear contacts?
I think so, yeah. So I think that's
what the problem is.
Yeah. I know she has asthma as well, so I was wondering if it's contacts or inhaler, but it's I think it's contacts.
Okay, let's go.
She's okay for now.
Half blind probably, but as long as she sees a red jersey. UL once again just driving in up the middle. Penalty inside their 22.
Okay, set.
And now they clear, and clears a touch.
Again, good pressure from Belvo. Bowes made very few yards there from that clearance kick, and they're again just outside of Bowes 22, which is a good place to put the pressure on and get an attack on.
Okay, there you are. Okay, looking at me. Yep.
Shorter line again, just the 4 of the minute. Oh, deflected down. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, snared by Limerick. Just snatched out of her hands. Sloppy pass, indecision in the middle, gives Belvedere a chance to swarm onto the out half. They managed to get the ball back there. Jenny Murphy with a crunching tackle straight back up to her feet. And that's a shame. But a kick just straight to Catherine Dunn. That's going to be a penalty to UL. That's fine work there, scavenging work.
Yeah, it's almost a curse for us with Claire being so fast. The girls can't keep up with her to steal off the ball, but it was a great vision there from Catherine to see the space out wide to Claire, swing the ball out wide, and like she went into contact and was just isolated, so Bows were quick on that, poached the ball, and penalty all day.
Great work by the Bows loose head prop.
Clodo's managed to catch the ball in the last line out, so she can't be that blind at the moment. She's all right.
Please, get the step, yeah.
So as we enter the last 10 minutes of this first half, touch judge throwing himself over the fence to get the ball.
Looking at me, turn, yeah. Just stay inside, yeah. Just slow to knock on by black. Magic to red.
You heard the referee there, knock on Belvedere, advantage to red. How long he'll leave the advantage going.
Roll. Okay, George, relax.
That long.
There we go. So I think Alice was quick over that ball and had a clean poach, so it was coming back then for the knock-on advantages. Belva would have won the ball back on that breakdown.
Okay, let's go.
You can see the shadows on the pitch now, the floodlights taking effect. I have to say it's great that here we are at 5:30. It's not dark yet.
No, still a bit of light there.
Grand old stretch in the evenings. I believe we're up to an hour and a half.
There we go now.
Better than it was on December 21st. A super scrum by Belvedere. Limerick did well to get that out of the back, but Belvedere's scrum there really putting some pressure on.
That was a good pressure there from Erin. She was able to break off the scrum nice and quick, hit the ball carrier out. I think unfortunately it just came off her hand in the contact there, and it was come back for another red scrum.
Yeah. We have touches anyway. If we see anything, we'll get them. Okay, second row.
The UL backline now with the inside centre playing on the left wing, full back at outside centre.
There you go.
But they have the numbers out here now. Oh, it's that delay at picking up has allowed Belvedere to swarm over and force her into touch. That's pressure rugby.
That's it again. Erin was able to break off, able to read the ball. She's only 19, if even. I think she could be only still 18, and she's just a superstar of a player. She knows the game inside out, knows the technicalities of it inside out as well. She knows when she can break, when she can't break, when she can poach and can't. She's just a fantastic asset to the club, and she's an absolute future superstar. If not a superstar already, actually.
Just taps back to empty ground. Oh, Catherine Dane might not be sending a thank you card for that one. Donnelly again, cutting back inside, back to her forwards, looking to commit defenders. Good drive forward. Is that Leslie Ring playing in 6?
No, it is. Let's see, you're getting up. That's Erin. Erin's in at 6.
Erin King.
Yeah. Leslie's got the white headband in the middle there.
Senya with a kick through, and again the counter rock fabulous there, putting real pressure on at the base of the Limerick rock, and that is great work. She's on her feet spread wide. There's no way the referee wasn't going to give that penalty, and that's going to be 10 yards. That is very sloppy play by the 7 on the Limerick side.
Yeah, silly, unnecessary. Belva weren't even set. They would have had to wait anyway, and just kicked it away to take away the option for the fast one and the quick one. It was unnecessary and silly.
It's just narky.
Yeah, that's it. I think Derv now, our number 7, she used to play with Bows, so there'll be a nice bit of rivalry there, and I'd say they'd be bumping each other all day now, I'd say.
And probably in the bar afterwards as well.
100%.
Contact. water if you need it.
Slight break here. Player down.
Yeah, I think it's Clodagh now getting her contact sorted. So
I think the ref has probably stopped time.
yeah, I think so. He said time. I think he said time's off and water on. So,
but
take the breather.
We'll just let the clock run.
Hasn't been too many stoppages, so I'd say there's not much more than 5-6 minutes anyway in this half left.
No, they say if you don't notice the ref, he's having a good game, and Bernie is having a good game so far. He's been very clear and concise. The players are left in no doubt as to what decisions are.
Yeah.
And that's what you want from a referee.
That's it. You don't want to be the superstar of the match. You know, referees are there to facilitate a game. It's not about them. I know for myself, the best compliment you can get is if someone says to you, didn't even notice
were
it.
you reffing?
Yeah, didn't even notice it.
Super pass along the back line. Gives the winger a bit of space and time. Great tackle by the fullback coming across. Snuffed out a definite try there just with that one tackle, but Belvedere still piling on the pressure. Catherine Dane goes back down the blind side. Fiona Toot takes it and gives. 3 metres from the line. 2. No scrum half there. Dulcet tones from the sideline there of coach Johnny Garth. Certainly wouldn't work in a library anyway. Belvedere now being pushed back 10 metres out, and the forwards take and drive again, committing the defenders. UL very smartly not committing too many to the ruck. The ball goes wide. Everybody standing off, letting her get to within 5 metres of the line. Catherine Dane across, well taken by Brittany. Dane again with the long pass. Oh, just looking to get that ball away out of the tackle, would have done it. Oh, Donnelly's taken the sweeping line, and that's fabulous work, and that's another try. The 14 of UL there created a dog leg, and Donnelly saw it straight away and just glided through that gap like Richard Sharp in '63.
Yeah. Oh, when you saw that gap, you saw that the Bows outside defender had shot right up and created that dog leg, and there was a forward there on the inside. Onya knew she had the legs in her and took it on the outside and dotted down. A little bit closer to the post here now, so it'll be a nicer kick for Jenny.
Yeah, super. And again, another team try. There's been all 3.
Patience, they've just been really, really patient with them. There's no panic when they see the try line, anything like that. They're just working it through the hands and making smart decisions when it comes to getting over the gain line, which is great and what you want to see.
Of course, the irony is, even with a bonus point win, Belvedere will still be a point behind UL, and yet be playing them in the playoff for third, fourth. Yeah,
there's always the argue is, with the likes of leagues, should it just be who wins the league, and like the likes of the Premier League and the soccer, things like that. Let the winner be the winner, and but I think with this, it's always been an old-time thing where there's always the playoffs, and the playoffs are always a fantastic event and a fantastic occasion for the women's rugby calendar in the year. So it's I'd be hard to get rid of it, I think.
I think we have American football to thank for these playoffs.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it certainly does bring the season to a climax. You do have a defining game at the end, whereas if it's just league only, your league champions could be playing the relegated club in the last game, and there's no excitement to that at all.
Exactly.
Anything that creates interest doesn't go 10.
Opting for the scrum there, I think is a good option. Keep the ball nice in the middle of the pitch. The lineouts aren't going too well for Belvedere today, so the scrum's doing well, and like that with the Bows replacements, 2 replacements off, Belvedere will feel like they have the upper hand there on the front row and the initial drive, and get Bows on the back foot.
Also commits all the forwards to the scrum, leaves some space for the backs. Belvedere lined up with 4 on one side, 2 on the other. 2 centres on the open side, but Donnelly on the other. Jenny Murphy very sensibly just giving the ball time, not rushing at it. Leslie Ring with a great pass through. Fiona Toot taken down right in front of us here. And then Catherine Dane back across. Oh, that's a big hit. Good tackle from the substitute.
Don't throw it, okay? Yeah.
Didn't catch that now, I'm not too sure. There we go. Straight in from the side, I think that one was called. So,
I think he may have been offering that perhaps the Limerick player was trying to ref the game for him, and he was well on top of it.
Yeah.
Looking for the touchline, and she hasn't found it. It's gone into the 22. Well, one feels that we could have ended up in that position with just one kick.
Definitely. Still, you know, takes off a good 10, 15 yards off the Bowes kick, so we'll take that.
Well, UL's line out working well, and now the driving maul. Leslie Ring, one might say, helping gravity pull it down there.
I think the maul hadn't formed yet, so Belva didn't join in, and Leslie was smart there getting around the back as the maul hadn't formed, so there was no offside line formed.
Bit like Italy a few years ago against England.
That's it.
It's good driving play, but does she have the support? Just about cleaned out. Scrum half goes through. And that's surely a penalty to Belvedere. Again, great scavenging there.
Again, super play from Erin. She's just a total superstar. She's been in with the Irish Sevens, and we unfortunately haven't had much of her this season because she's been with the Irish Sevens. So she's been released with us for this weekend, and the difference she makes, she's just hungry for it, and will always fight for every ball, every breakdown.
So that's half time. The score is 17 to Belvedere. Bohemians yet to make their mark on the scoreboard, but a fine half that Belvedere will be very happy with.
Definitely, it's a great performance from the girls. I think one word that describes it is patient. It's they're happy just to work the hands, get the ball through the hands, through the different girls, and just spread it across where they can. And they're happy to do that, and it's giving them the scores. So why change?
And the conditions of playing on the 4G pitch definitely helping Belvedere today.
Definitely, I think so. And like I said before, they've got the speedsters, they've got the quick feet, and once that back line gets any sort of space, they're absolutely electric. And the forwards are doing some hell of a dog work there in the middle of the pitch, and they're sealing off that ball and keeping it going and keeping it live and keeping it nice and quick for them. So it's definitely the two teams, or the two sides within the team are playing some superb rugby in between them.
So moving on to next weekend, finals day. Obviously this game will be played again for the 3rd, 4th place playoff.
Yep.
And Blackrock and Railway Union in the final.
Yep.
And without wanting to say the bottom 6 final.
Yeah, the conference,
the conference, there we go. I knew there was a word for it somewhere.
The top conference. I actually don't think that's been set yet, the teams in it. I know Suttonians are in it, but I think the second position could still be up for grabs. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it'll be a great day, and like that, it brings a bit of a fanfare to the game, and having 3 games on attracts a crowd. Instead of just attracting 2 different teams' crowds, you're attracting 6, and more than likely people will stick around for a few beers or whatever it is, and just make a bit more of atmosphere across the grounds, which is always what the girls want on finals day. Well,
at the risk of reducing our viewing, I'd certainly recommend that all that can do come down to Energia Park next weekend. Leinster are playing today, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They're over there against Ospreys.
You can see the floodlights. Well, you can't see the floodlights.
One of the cameras can.
Yeah. Cameras aren't far away.
Yeah, Leinster will be playing in
Ospreys, I think, today.
Ospreys, yeah. That's it. 5 o'clock kickoff, same as us.
So, pinning your colours to the mast, you obviously think Belvedere are going to beat UL in the 3rd, 4th playoff.
Yeah, I
Full of confidence
so, yeah.
there. Who's going to win the final?
I think that's going to be a massive game. It's a hard one to call big time. I think the rugby that Blackrock have been bringing to this tournament, all competition, and actually for the last kind of 2-3 seasons, obviously pre-COVID, they've just been working and grafting and getting the girls working as a unit together and stuff. And once you get Blackrock on a good day, they're bloody hard to beat. So I'd love to see just a good contest either side. I think Blackrock, if they have their fully loaded team, I think could win it. Railway, of course, are current holders of the championship, so of the trophy. So I mean, they're always a hard team to beat like that. They started off the season with a bang and put up some hella scores across the board, and you know, they're certainly not going to be coming out tired or lacklusting in any capacity next week. And I think it is the two best teams in the competition that are playing for the title, and I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
Well, that's what you want. Two best teams.
That's it.
Going after the silverware.
Yeah, I think with the Blackrock.
And what time do things start at? I mean, when I say what time do things start at next Saturday, I could also ask, what time does the bar open at?
Yeah, I think the first game is possibly at 3 o'clock. Again, could be wrong. I think then the third, fourth playoff is at 5 o'clock, and I think the final then is at 7 o'clock, as far as I'm aware. Again, open to correction. But I think it's an evening affair anyway. And
you, I and Niall all have the day off. The final's being covered by TG Caha?
Yep, it is, yeah, which is fantastic. Again, just seeing the women's sport being broadcast on the national broadcaster is one of the national broadcasters is fantastic. You know,
terrestrial TV.
That's it.
It's the one that gets the audience.
It is, and you know, and initially when they were told they were going to be covering, you know, the women's Gaelic matches, and they're mad, and now they're covering the women's football, and they covered the women's Aussie rules, and it's fantastic to see, you know, stations like that getting behind women in sport, and that's what you want.
TG Caha have always been progressive and been very good about picking up and seeing niches in the market that they can attract.
Yeah, definitely.
And certainly the final next Saturday, let's hope it gets some good viewing figures.
Yeah, and I think the women in sport is only going to get bigger, it's only going to improve, it's only going to start attracting more and more people, and even now,
and better facilities.
Definitely, and that's the big thing. And
better times.
Yeah, exactly. You know, prime time on a Saturday. So I'd say I'll be involved in some sort of refereeing capacity next week. So I won't be off duty per se, but I won't be up here in the
You may still be on the mic.
Maybe. Hi.
Right. So there we go. That's the first time we've actually spoken through half time. Normally we've nipped off somewhere.
There's no bar to nip off to up here. So.
Not up here. And it's not as cold as I thought it was going to be.
No, actually, I'm pleasantly surprised. I brought the ski jacket and all, but actually we're okay. The gloves did come on, but
I have more layers than a spring onion at the moment. So Belvedere will get us started for the second half. They're now attacking from right to left. UL Bohemians will be looking to close this gap. 3 tries down, 17-0 down, and we enter the last 40 minutes of the regular season. Catherine Dane, fine player. On to Jenny Murphy, puts boot to ball, and that's an awkward quick kick for the winger to pick up. She's going to try and run it back. Donnelly doing the right thing there and actually leaving that. Now Fiona taking on players at midfield. Ball is set up nicely. Sending it out to Jenny. That's some centre partnership, really.
You wouldn't want them running at you, right?
On or off a rugby field.
Yeah.
Donnelly goes down the blind side. Makes it down to ground. Dane to Murphy at first receiver. Taking on 2 and driving through into the UL half. And now the kick to open field. But the bounce is very nice for the fullback. She beats the first, flings the ball out wide on the second. But again, the Belvedere defence is there. There's no gap. Oh, that's brilliantly snared. Oh, well, I thought it was out. I thought it was brilliantly snared, but I'm not the one with the whistle.
That's it, and those ones are just they can be so tight, and like that, if the referee's head is turned ever so slightly and he just doesn't catch it on time, it can just look that it's not out, or similarly that it's, you know, it is out, or vice versa. So in those, you just have to play what the ref says and play the whistle.
It's such a strange part of the game in that you often see players asking the ref what's going on. Is that out?
Yeah.
So Belvedere back in their own half, driving out, taking the ball up to the line. Advantage to Belvedere there. I suspect for offside. Jenny Murphy taking it up to the line. She's very good at that, taking it up. Trying to create gaps for her partner in the centre. Tidying it up now. Donnelly shipping it out. Vicar Mahoney driving it up to the 10-metre line. And the referee's going back for the...
I think it was a high tackle there on Alice, I think is what he's calling it back for. So they'll take that, just let it all settle. You know, the three girls on this far side did great work together, just keeping that ball safe, keeping it secure. You know, one carried it in, two secured it. Catherine was there, someone else carried it in, two were there, and it was great to see, great support, and just great ball retention.
We have a break in play. Injured Limerick player, the full-back. I don't know if she's discussing tactics or her injury.
Probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
It's great to see Niamh Briggs there on the sideline as well with UL Bows, and you know, the ex-international is she's coming in as backs coach with Greg McWilliams as well with the international senior squad, which is great to see that, you know, the IRFU are taking those players back on board, and they're, you know, using them where they can, and it's fantastic to have the experience and expertise of someone like Niamh Briggs working with the international side.
Certainly, it stops so much knowledge being lost to the game.
That's it, and you know, they would have invested so much time and resources into her as a player, so why not then utilise them further down the line as well?
Okay, half a step, Red. Just half a step. Just half a step off it.
Touch judge on our side gives the OK to the Limerick back line. They've snared that one off the back of the line out. Poor pass flung along the ground, nicely picked up and driving forward. Nobody taking her legs.
Now roll!
I don't think she can roll from there, ref. Yeah.
No. Just need to roll.
I don't know how you're meant to roll from there, but
I know, yeah, it's one of those ones, and the referee will always say, well, you shouldn't have been in the position in the first place. So it's kind of that, you know, if you get trapped in that position, you're going to get trapped, exactly, get stuck. Nope.
Oh, just making it to touch.
Yeah, an interesting one. I think Claire was smart there. She jumped up, and with penalties you have to leave the field of play and then smack back in, which I thought she did. You know, I think it still would have come off a black player, would have been a Bowes line out anyway, but still smart play from Claire though.
That's one part of the game where Limerick have certainly done well, is the line out, and this time they've managed to get their driving maul going as well. The only trouble with it is if they don't get it out of there. And they do. Just one pass out. Fall back to ground again. Looking for the gap, looking for the support. Gets the ball away.
There's great cover there from Jenny. She knew the ball was coming back in her inside and was able to just turn and get the inside tackle.
Nice pass from the prop forward.
Let's go,
Making a bit of ground down the wing. UL will be desperate to get some points on the board now. Again being driven back into the forwards. Comes wide out to the outside centre. She sets it up right in front of the post, 20 metres out. Scrum half thought the defence had gone up past her, and that's a loose ball. I think we should, referee deciding that should just be stopped.
Yeah, I think so. Just there was a lot of bodies on the ground there, and it's an area they're looking to improve on. I think it's, yeah, they're just giving it back to as a red ball. They were in the attacking position. I think that's definitely an area they're looking to zone in on, and is people just diving on the ball once it pops out the back of a ruck or a maul, and they're kind of saying now it has to be, you can't dive on a ball once it's within a metre of the breakdown. Which I think is definitely a good idea. It can just become a safety issue. You've got 3 or 4 people diving on the same ball, and you're bound to have head collisions, you know, knee injuries, people landing awkwardly. It's definitely an area that needs to be kept an eye on.
I remember being stupid enough to dive onto a ball like that and catching somebody's boot just under my eye.
There you go, yeah. can see the rain starting to fall here now, and I'd say the ball will start getting slippy and hands will start getting cold now, because it certainly wasn't as cold as yesterday, but it certainly wasn't warm today either.
Well, 34 minutes to go, and that rain is coming down. In fact, that's not far off snow.
Probably, yeah. I'd say it's kind of that sleety,
messy stuff.
Sleety mess, yeah.
So this will be another change for the Limerick side. UL Bohs having to make a change.
I think that's Enya Breen coming off there now. She's again another international player. She kind of covers anywhere between 10 and 15, I think, in the back line. But you know, they'll definitely want to try and protect her for next weekend's game. So you know, if there's any sort of niggle to her, they'll definitely be taking her off.
And of course, the Six Nations only round the corner now.
That's it.
Only a matter of weeks away.
Yep.
Would you be going to the 3 home games?
I'm not too sure yet. I'll be involved anyway in the first of the one in the RDS. I'll be involved there as 5th official, so that'll keep me busy again. So always
that's
working.
a lovely try for UL Bohs. They'll be delighted to be on the score sheet. The fullback has just carved through what remained of the Belvedere defence, and that's the first 5 points for UL Bohs.
Yeah, that was a good try, and I definitely think Bohs deserve a score at this stage. They've been parked in Belvedere 22 now for majority of this half so far, and they again kept the patience, kept the heads, and just worked it through the hands and got it out wide.
A couple of changes on the Belvedere team. 20 and 21 heading out there.
Yeah, it looks like
2020 and 2021, 2 of the worst years of this century.
It looks like Leslie's making way for Rachel Winters there.
Well, this is Leslie's first game back.
Yeah, she was out injured there for a while, and then was victim to the L COVID. So she was unfortunate there to miss a good chunk there and this side of Christmas. So she may have put in a great shift there and made some nice hard tackles, hard hits, and good yards as well.
So the Bohemians outside centre. Just squeezing past the post. That was unfortunate.
That was unlucky there, literally like that. You see there's a bit of a curve on the ball, and I'd say if she was another yard or 2 out, it could have curved inside the post, but just on the outside there. So
have to say this coat that the tea bringer was wearing absolutely looks perfect for these conditions.
Exactly what you need on a day like today.
It's not so much the rain is falling, it's just sort of almost hovering. It's so light, this rain, but it's one of those rains that will get you absolutely soaked in 2 minutes. So Belvedere after the kickoff, setting up camp.
No.
Referee deciding that one wasn't out either.
Yeah, looks like Jenny Murphy's come off as well, so they're trying to rest the body for her for next week, I'd say, and she looked like she was limping slightly there on her right leg, so hopefully now she'll be all okay.
Kick towards touch, clears the player looking to keep it in and brings play right up to the halfway line. Always amazes me how kickers on rugby fields know exactly where the lines are, because it's amazing how many line-outs take place exactly on the line.
I think the touchies tend to help out the refs on that one, right? It's nice to have a mark.
It is. It is. I'm always amazed they're not slightly off centre, so you give the line to one team and say you have to stay behind that.
Some will go and give it to the defensive side, but total personal preference of the referee.
Oh! Knock on, but that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was a very smart play.
That's it. And Catherine like that, she's a little sniper and she'll get in and she's a great read of the game, and so she saw there that ball was going to be coming out, and nearly had her hands in it. Some refs could have said it went back or went flat, but ball given as knock on there, so lost a few yards there, back on the 10-metre line now. So
looking forward to the Six Nations. Favourites?
You can't look beyond England, I don't think.
Fully
they're just
professional,
they're just some
paid English players.
Yeah, they're
and
just superstars.
Second,
I think France.
Semi-professional, half-paid French players.
I'd say so, yeah.
And then the amateur Celtic nations fighting out for third.
That's it, yeah. And you see a few of the teams now are getting a few players involved. Like Wales have a few
Wales
paid,
have 2/3 of a team professional now.
Yeah, and say Scotland have a few players too. So.
Well, it's great seeing. It's the progression that needs to happen.
It puts the pressure on the other teams too.
Donnelly did well to snare that, but she's been forced into touch by the full-back, and that will be the line-out. But the referee, first of all, going for the Belvedere scrum down.
Where's your captain?
New towels.
Your new captain, Louis?
Or bibs.
Which captain?
Just for,
Okay, the colour.
for the ball, because it's really wet.
Okay, make sure people are not coming in and asking questions. Okay, just between the
Helpful hints from the ref.
Okay, let's go.
That's you want the preventative communication. Try and get into something before it becomes an issue, and you want to keep penalty count as low as you can throughout a game for both teams and just for the general flow of the game. So if there's anything you can kind of say to people just to kind of keep it in check, you may as well say it at downtime.
The scrum as solid now as it was in the first minute. Brittany picks up. Oh, goes inside. Falls over the wing forward's outstretched leg. Vicar Manny driving up the middle. She's made a good 10 yards there. Coming down the blind side. Brittany driving on. Helped by Erin King. Catherine Dane, Donnelly. Vicar Manny again, setting it up, committing defenders. Erin King setting it back. They still keep going the same way, and they've run out of defenders. Oh, that must have been just slightly in front of lateral.
Yeah, just ever so slightly, but like that. When I was saying earlier, Bernie's fit. He'd be at every breakdown, and he'd have the best views of it on the pitch. So can't argue too much.
I know. I mean, you said he'd be at every rock and roll, and he has. He's been right up with play, and it's been a fabulous performance by him. Do you know who the refs are next Saturday?
I do, but I can't say. I know, I don't think they're confirmed yet, but yeah, there'll be no mad surprises, but it'll be good, high quality referees coming in and making sure that we get the best we can into the games, and keep the standard as high as possible.
But it will be refs who have refed women's rugby.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because you want somebody who's sympathetic to the style of game that this is.
It is, and they're different styles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
UL trying to make the most of the ball, driving up the middle. Erin King with another fine tackle. Oh, there's over the ball there. Referee. He's let that go on. The kick downfield.
You need to release, girls, okay?
That was unfortunate
Not released
there.
in the tackle.
Yeah, I think he was deeming her as an assistant to the tackle, so she has to release as well. So just unfortunate. It's like that milliseconds of whether the knee has touched the ground or not, or whether she has to release or not. So it comes down to literally a matter of milliseconds.
Now we're reaching sort of 55 minutes gone. It's the sort of time where you tend to see subs coming on. Both sides will be keen to use their bench today. The important game's the one next Saturday, as competitive as this is. And I don't think that they know how to play any other way.
Yeah, that's it. They'll never leave anything but everything on the pitch, do you know what I mean? And it's, I'd say as well with this surface, if they're not used to playing on it, Bows have an all-weather pitch, they'd be used to it, whereas I'd say calves and quads will start getting sore now for the Belvedere side.
Referee playing advantage to UL. Scrum half, substitute scrum half, wearing the leggings. That's touched in the air. Oh, ref! He was playing advantage and stopped as the kick was charged, but it fell straight back into the kicker's arms.
Yeah, those are always hard, and I think he saw his
always impossible.
Charge and turned his back and said, "No, we'll go back to where we were." And like that, just unfortunate. Who can predict the bounce of the ball?
That's the thing about the rugby ball.
That's it.
Bit of indecision here now. Change of kicker for UL. And that's a fine kick down the line.
Yeah, Timur Considine again, another Irish international player, and would have played I think GAA as well. So she'll always have a good boot in her, and she'll always have the smarts as well to know when to go and when not to go. So another fantastic player for Bows.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6-man line. Uncontested, really, but a poor throw. Not straight. Belvedere will take the scrum.
Yeah, a rare mistake for Bows at line-out time, and I think they're, I think you're going to start getting a few tired bodies and things like that as well. So, I'll take the scrum on this.
Hooker, please, yep.
Fair play to the people still on the old Wesley balcony in this weather.
Yeah, it's certainly not it's not covered either, so it's always the commitment of a smoker, is not it?
Yeah, the bar inside looks a little warmer.
Yeah, they had a good win today as well, so a few of their lads will be out celebrating too, I'd say.
It's a good drive up the middle again, taking advantage of tired legs. Oh, that is most unfortunate.
That was unlucky there. I think Clodagh took her eyes off the ball ever so slightly. Bows were quick up on her and she had to take and readjust and just fumble the ball. And I think the ball's going to be slipping out at this stage as well. And it's going to be we'll start to see a few more knock-ons, I'd say, throughout the rest of the game.
Okay, let's go. Check them out.
One thing about the Belvedere is you can't see the sponsor's name on the front.
Yeah, it's quite dark, right? Because we couldn't get the white background on it because then it was too white, and then it was from a distance. It's Windsor anyway.
I think our one on the screen looks better.
Yeah, I have another one as well. The Homeless Period Ireland is on the left sleeve as well, which is. It's a charity that's always been very close to us. We've always do a fundraiser for it each Christmas, and this year we offered to put them on the jerseys, and they were absolutely elated. So it's great to have that bit of exposure for them.
Good drive from Belvedere, well picked up. The UL number 1 playing at number 8.
13 off.
It's interesting seeing how many players do wear leggings now that it's permitted.
Yeah, definitely on this surface, you certainly don't want any kind of scratches and cuts the week before, because they can take a good 2-3 weeks to heal if you do
heal
it right.
properly, yeah. Otherwise, you're just reopening the old one.
Yeah.
Oh, the referee was playing advantage there. He's going to have words, is he?
Yeah, I think he's just checking on Sene here now. Just like that,
bit of
as
cramp.
I said, the cramping.
Absolutely.
You're going to get it if you're not used to playing on the surface. You're going to get it, so it's good to kind of get the run out, especially this week before next week. Get the legs a little bit more used to it where we can, because like I said, Bows have this surface back in Limerick, so they're going to be a little bit more used to it. So we definitely need to get the legs a little bit more accustomed to it.
Clodagh Dunn making way, isn't it?
Looks like it, yeah. I think Leslie seemed to have come back on there now, so
She's put a different shirt on, is she?
Leslie's still number 4. Yeah, just to get a bit of player rotation there as well. And
okay, we all good.
I think at these kind of stages, you want to kind of try different things, see what works, what doesn't work, different combinations, and you want to get the starting team spot on for next week.
Give the replacements a chance to shine.
It's a good kick, a good attacking position now for Bows. We'll see what they do. I'd say they'll probably go for the maul here now, and so see if whether Bell will try and sack it early, try and stop it, or whether they'll try and push the penalty for not engaging.
Bring them back to your 10, yeah. Just stay on the 15, that's all you need to do. Yeah. Don't creep, yeah, you're perfect there.
UL looking to make the most of this attacking position. 10 metres out from the line.
Great steal.
Great steal from Belvedere. Something that UL were doing all in the first half.
Yeah.
Obviously something was playing with the Wesley clubhouse at your back.
Johnny, we need a sub for Sene.
Don't be looking for it though, please.
And here there now the Belvedere physio is saying we need a sub for Sene, so it sounds like Sene taking a bit of a knock.
High, just creeping up.
High tackle from UL.
Yeah,
that'll give Belvedere a chance to clear their lines.
Yeah, definitely, and it'll be definitely wanted and needed. They just want to stay out of this 22, keep the scores, keep the scores taken for Belleville, but keep them down for Bows. So, if we can get out of this danger zone, that's all the better.
3 tries for Belvedere in the first half, and they've spent very little time at the Bective end. Well played, kept the ball in play. That was fine as well. The halfway line, giving you the exact guide.
Yeah, I think technically with that jump there, she should have been leaving the field of play and then playing it back in on a penalty, but I didn't see it in full. But quick thinking anyway from both.
That went backwards, spins straight into the defender. Erin King, you were right, she's busy, she's there everywhere.
Yeah.
It's running sideways, enabling the defence just to shuffle across. Scrum half asking for players to come a little closer to it.
Roll.
With the rain coming down now, the long pass is a difficult one. How quickly Sene was onto that. For somebody who needs a replacement, she was very quick there.
Yeah.
Bursting around the side, she's made 10-15 yards. She's no entitlement to make, dragging defenders with her. Vicar Manny, on the other hand, bumped straight back whence she came. Ball goes out once. Donnelly looking for the gap. Needs the support, and it's there. Dane going down the short side again. And that's the advantage of a winger against number 8, going round the outside.
Don't go in there! Well done, Trey.
Leslie Ring driving in forward again. Now it's looking to come across the line. Defence up very quickly, snuffing out that one. Donnelly goes to ground. One wonders if that was the right way to go. Is there enough support there for her? Erin King driving it up. Belvedere just managing somehow to hang on to that ball.
I don't know how they managed that. I definitely thought there would be a knock on there somewhere, but ref seems happy to play, so we'll play on.
Brittany goes round close. Oh! And that, I think, is an injury, health and safety whistle more than anything else.
Yeah, it'll come back as a black scrum, but just looked like 19 there. Took a hard hit, and ref just wanted to slow it down and just make sure everything was okay.
Who was the player who went over the top?
I think it was Alice doing a nice cartwheel over the top of the book.
It was east to west rather than north-south. But gymnastics calls.
That's it. Just another note then as well. When I was saying about Bernie's fitness, he's not even panting. Do you know, you're 65 minutes into a game here and he's not even panting. Usually with the ref mic, you can hear his panting at this stage. So he's a super ref, super fitness, and great awareness of the game too.
You good?
Well, they have the grass growing lights on in the Aviva.
That's it.
19, you good? Okay.
Keep it ready for Italy next week.
And there's very little wind out there. The rain is just falling. As I say, it's the sort of rain that gets you wet. Jenny Murphy with some instructions.
Okay, let's go.
I think she still wants to be out there, to be honest.
Yeah, she's an absolute fighter as well, Jenny. She, if she can be on that pitch with one leg, she'd be on that pitch with one leg.
No such thing as a dead rubber in this AIL, that's for sure. Dane does well to get that ball off the ground, but it's just put a winger into difficulty, and they have to reset and start again. That ball is touched as it runs through into the 22. Touch judge hasn't seen, but that ball definitely came off a UL player on its way through.
Yeah, I think he's sticking with the Bose ball there now. But it was good kick through from Anya, good vision. It was, yeah, there you go.
Stop.
Yep, the official saying they didn't see it.
Yeah, Belvedere asking there if it was touched. Like those, we've got no TMO, we've got nothing to go back on, so you just got to take the referee's word on that and play on.
Once again, we'd like to thank our volunteer camera people doing a fabulous job, whether it be in the somewhat damp touchline one or up here in the camera gantry.
Keep stepping with it. Advantage over.
Kicked away, advantage over, ball goes into touch. Of course, we'd also like to thank our technical director,
Yep.
Noel Walsh, providing you with these pictures.
Okay, just step in, yeah. Yep, last
As the
ball.
rain comes down faster, I don't think any heavier, but
No.
faster.
Yeah, still just tipping away.
When we come to the last 15 minutes of this game, Belvedere will be looking to score again.
Yeah, I definitely think another try would just help settle them down a bit now and just get their confidence back up. I think the head's dropped a little bit, but it's...
Oh, that was unfortunate. The missed throw just clearing the jumper.
Knocked on off the line out. Let's go to
Just came down off of black fingertips coming down. Unfortunately landed in Alice's arms and she thought she was away. And she's a superstar and she's, you know, she was Belva's top try scorer there 2-3 years ago.
on to
And
15.
it's like that, she just loves getting over the whitewash.
Some people just have a knack for it. Right place at the right time.
That's it, you know. I don't think it's luck. I think there's an element of skill to it.
I don't think it's luck, I think it's skill, but there are certainly people who have a knack for being in the right place at the
yeah,
right time.
yeah, just the read of the game and they know where it's going to land and where the space is going to be.
Relax, relax, relax.
Front row's going down, ball was still there, trapped. Referee quite right to stop that, reset it, let's go again.
Hey, ready? Yeah. Austin, second. Yeah. On me, on me.
Quick! Fine!
You can see the Belvedere back line dead keen now, well set to get up into the faces of the UL players once this ball comes out. UL will be looking to put it across the line.
Up ahead, quick!
It's well to retain possession there. Scrum half sends it out wide again. It's pressure that is paying off for Belvedere, forcing themselves up onto the back line, and the ball is loose there. Yes. Again, this is just overall pressure that's paying off for Belvedere. Nothing in particular, just pressure.
They're just not taking their foot off the gas. They're not giving them an inch to breathe, and that's what you want to see, especially in the 69th, 70th minute. They're still going, they're still fighting, they're still going for every ball that they see.
And they know that UL have to throw the kitchen sink at everything now, and that's going to produce opportunities of its own. Catherine Dane takes it out. Oh, it's knocked on. Alice O'Dowd knocking that one on. Referee allowing play to continue. And the kick to touch. Means advantage over.
Yeah, and again, not a great clearance kick from Bowes there. They've only gotten as far as their 22, so Belvo still have another great attacking platform here just to settle and realign. We've Aoife Dalton coming in there here. She's a dual status player for us, and it's her first cap with Belvo, number 21. So great to see her, and it's great to see the use of the dual status across the province. You can see them in plenty of different games and different levels. Just getting girls out playing rugby and experiencing different levels. And
when you say dual, she's also playing for another club?
Yeah, so she plays Tullamore, as far as I'm aware. She's with them, so she could be playing tomorrow with Tullamore. So she'll play dual with us then.
A busy time then.
I'd say we've a few of them as well. Kira Dwyer is another one as well.
But it's great. It gives players a pathway whereby they're not, I'm not going to say stuck with a club that are lower down in the leagues.
Exactly,
but it does give them a chance to shine at the highest level.
Exactly, and it just gives them a taster of it as well. There's some girls who like playing, a lower level, whether it's Leinster League 1 or 2 or 3, the whole way down. Gives them the opportunity to kind of get a taster of AIL rugby and see where their levels are at. They may not be ready to take that jump skill wise or time commitments wise, whatever it is. It just opens a few opportunities for the girls.
But it also lets the player themselves see what's required at a higher level.
Exactly.
And she'll take that knowledge then back to her own club and perhaps share training methods or whatever, and it will help Tullamore in the long run as well.
Exactly, yeah, and it can only benefit teams really. I think, obviously you just need to watch out for overplaying girls, and you don't want someone playing 75 minutes on a Saturday and then going out playing 80 on a Sunday. So like that, it's just being responsible for the player too, and don't burn them out.
It's one thing that the Irish rugby is very good at, is managing players' careers and not overusing them. I think this is one of the differences between rugby in England and rugby in Ireland, is that the IRFU signs players, whereas in England it's all down to, shall we say, capitalists who invest in rugby clubs and then want to get their money out of it, and they want their best players playing all the time, whether they're injured or not.
You see it in France as well, and it's all about the money and just getting wins and things like that, and getting bums on seats, and that's not good for the players, which at the end of the day are the most important people.
The referee's going to blow that one up. UL delighted with that scrum. It got wheeled round, penalty. And here we go with the banana kick again down the touchline. Not finding touch this time. Gets past the first tackler, up rushing. Catherine Dane using her forwards just to set it up again. There are definitely numbers on the outside there. There were. UL's defence now. Well set, so Anya Donnelly finds grass down the middle of the pitch. Fine tackle, and it's forced the knock on. Yeah. The young lady's name from Tullamore was?
Aoife.
Aoife.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Like that, it's her first time putting on the Belvedere jersey, and she's already getting stuck in, and she's making her hits, and that's, you want to see the passion already in someone. It was a massive hit on Leslie Ring there. I'm surprised she got up so quick off that one. That was the definition of a crunching tackle.
Again, it's a matter of timing and everything. If you just ride the tackle well, it can be as crunching as you want, and you can just bounce back up. Yeah. Whereas you can get the softest of tackles, but if it catches you wrong, it ain't going to work.
Exactly.
Another break in play.
Yeah, Melissa seems just getting a bit of treatment there in the middle of the pitch.
Melissa Hayden started walking towards the sidelines and lifting her shirt.
She's just getting a bit of strapping on her ribs there. I don't know what a bit of tape will do on some sore ribs, but it's the placebo effect, I guess.
Okay.
Well, it's one of those medicated pads.
Yeah.
Gone are the days when the bloke just came out with a bucket of water and a sponge and said, get on with it.
Off you go.
I think he'd be sued these days for
negligence.
Yeah. Catherine Dane, the scrum half, is another one who hasn't taken a backward step today. She's been so busy.
She's just an incredibly smart player.
In front of the kicker.
Yeah.
You're in front and you're blocking.
So as we enter the last 5 minutes, Bows are going to want to make the most of this penalty, the most of this opportunity to get deep into the Belvedere half.
Yeah, and get a good kick from Constantine there, and just get some settle, let them reset and realign, and take a nice attacking platform here as well.
Okay, flat 10, yeah. Open your touches, yeah.
So Limerick's lineout has functioned well so far today. It does again, a bit sloppy, but it comes back to the scrum half, and she quite rightly just takes it on. There was no point shipping that ball out. Illegally stripped, not releasing.
I think that one was a bit harsh now. I think it was lost in contact. I think Erin there, I don't think she actually had ripped it per se. I think it was lost more so in the contact of it.
I have to say, she stands out because of the leggings, but the substitute scrum half for UL is having a good game. She's spreading the ball well, getting her passes out there.
Yeah.
Cracking tackle. brings that particular move to a halt. Limerick now having another go. They're camped on the 22. Again, coming down the blind side, looking for the ball to get away. Handed on rather than passed one to another, but they're just keep meeting this Old Belvedere wall. Excellent tackles. Oh, that was nearly the right play. Melissa Hayden there, making sure they shall not pass. Slow ball has allowed Belvedere to reset, and they've driven them back a metre or two. It's advantage to Limerick now. They're looking for the outside. Crunching tackle put her down. Referee probably still playing advantage. Belvedere will be hoping the referee's going to get to the stage now. Oh, kick for the corner. It's on. It's down. And it's out. Good option. Good thought. She knew the penalty was coming.
Definitely, just Fiona was in a good space there. They didn't let the winger out for Bowes run onto that ball with any sort of pace or speed. She had to be aware of her surroundings too. But like that, good option, good change of direction, and they'll come back for the penalty.
Now,
yep, 20 there.
Unlike Ireland in Paris, not going for the posts.
Nope.
Except on the ground. Good. Well laid back. Loose pass. Held up. Short of the line. But there's plenty of players out to the right here for the scrum half. The forwards take it to the left. And that's a try. Well spotted. She saw that the line was undefended on that side of the ruck, and she took it on, and she's being congratulated and may have bumped her head.
3 minutes and all time.
Referee calls 3 minutes to go. That try now gets UL to within 7 points.
Yeah, like this, I said at the start, there certainly won't be any bit of grass left unturned on this in this contest, and there never is. And regardless of whether Belvo were up 40-0 or Bowes were up 40-0, it was always going to go right down to the very last whistle.
I only feel sorry for people who bought tickets at the Becked event.
Yeah.
We've seen 5 fabulous tries today.
Yeah.
And all 5 have been scored in front of the Old Wesley crowd. That conversion makes it through, and that brings the gap down to 5 points. This could make for a very exciting last 3 minutes now.
Yeah, Belvo just have to keep the ball, do what they're doing during the whole first half, keep the pressure on Bowes, get up in their faces, close down any sort of gaps and spaces, but play smart. There's no need to do anything radical, nothing needs to be changed drastically. Just play it safe. Finish out the game.
This is where you see in the men's game 2 pods of 3.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, Munster were just, back in the days of Stringer, he used to lead them like a circus, was master of ceremonies.
Yeah, round the corner.
Just backwards and forwards. So, Kathleen Dane drop kicks to the 22, where it's knocked on by UL and then hoofed down the pitch. She certainly wouldn't have wanted that.
Yeah, it's exactly what Belvo needed there. That long kick from Catherine was super, and the spinning kick as well. They're near impossible to catch, especially in this weather here. The ball's going to be slippy anyway. So, if Belvo can get a nice clean scrum here, get the ball out, get a few phases, and just eat into the clock.
So scrum down on the 22. Open field ahead. That rain really is. Oh, but it's great because this artificial pitch just soaks it up.
That's it. I think I'd say Ollie Combo Park now. I'd say we're glad we moved across. I'd say it's just a mud bath at this stage.
Switch movement is broken down. UL, the player who grabbed the ball out of her hands, has made it up as far as the 10-metre line before being scragged and brought to ground. And now, as we enter the last minute, UL have the ball. The question is, what can they do with it?
It was a great hit from Claire there. She read that hit and forced the ball to bobble out, so there was no clean ball at the back for Bose to get a quick attack.
Again, UL driving up. They have the ball. They're 5 points behind. We're heading to time up. Super defensive tackle, made the ground, slid down, took the legs, and now the ball is hoofed through on the ground. Could be anybody's.
Don't take a piece
UL have it again. Hope remains alive for them. It's a flickering flame at this stage, but with 55 metres to go, they could still pull this one out of the bag. Certainly would make the journey back to Limerick a lot better.
Yeah, that's a dispel. We need to keep the cool. Don't do anything silly. Don't give any penalties to let them gain yards.
Run! Interception by Donnelly, and she's got a winger outside her. She's not going to need her. She's going to make it in from the end, and that's the first try we see at the Bective end.
That was super stuff from Anya. You had to play it on the line there, and she read it beautifully. Saw that there was a bit of an overlap on the outside. Had to take that ball, take it up, and went for the risk and got the intercept, and off she went, and it was fantastic. Greenfield's in front of her, and she was laughing all the way to the try line.
Well, UL knew exactly what the position was. They knew that this was all close to the final play of the game. They had to throw it wide, but this time Anya Donnelly, as you say, read that beautifully and then had the pace to get away.
Yeah, and she had the support there as well. Claire was on her outside, and I think that also, that reassurance that there's someone on your outside makes you a bit more confident when you're running in too. So it was great finish, and great finish for Belvo too, and especially to get a try in the second half.
And now that Jenny Murphy has left the field of play, Catherine Dane will be taking this kick, the conversion. This to stretch the lead.
Don't shout at it.
Oh, beautiful direction, this time just under the post. The referee blows his final whistle. The score at the end of the game, 22-12. But a fine game of rugby.
Yeah, super game. We'll see this all over again next week, and it could be a totally different dynamic. It could be a totally different style of play. You may have no rain, and it could be quicker ball. You just don't know with these two teams, and they'll always come out fighting. I think Belvo were the deserved winners on that one. They, from the very get-go, to go 10 points up with 20 minutes on the clock was the exact start that the girls needed and wanted, and to hold on to it then for the remainder of the game was fantastic.
4 tries to 2. 5 of them scored at the Wesley end, 1 at the Bective end in the last minute. But that is a fine game of rugby and sets up next weekend quite nicely.
It does. It'll make it next weekend even that bit more exciting, because like that Bows have had, I think, 3 wins this season against us, and now we've had the 1 too. So it'll definitely make next weekend all that bit more interesting.
And on that last play, I mean, the scoreline of 22-12 sounds like a sizable gap, but if that last play had gone the other way, instead of Belvedere being on 22, it could have been that Bose won that. You
don't know, and that's the thing. It comes down to genuinely the bounce of the ball, and you can't stop. You just can't stop until the final whistle's gone, and
And that's Belvo's first win in the top 4 section.
It is, yeah, and it's a very well deserved win, and they've just been grafting for the last few weeks in training. They've been really putting in the hard work, and it's beyond deserved for the girls, and it's exactly what they need going into next week. That bit of a confidence boost, just a bit of gelling for the girls too. They can enjoy themselves, take it easy today. The twos haven't got a game tomorrow, so a few of the girls might stick around and go back to the clubhouse and enjoy our evenings.
Well, that's fine game, fine advert for the women's game. Competitive rugby. A tunnel going onto the pitch. You don't often see that.
Yeah. And again, it was great game from Bernie as well. He's an experienced referee, so it's super to have him involved. And you can see, I think his daughter's there and getting a photo op with Sene as well, which is always nice to see.
Well, we'd like to thank those of you who tuned in, those of you who watched later, and those of you who saw the replay in 3 years' time on Dave. It's been a fabulous day's rugby here. Old Wesley winners against Highfield in AIL 1B, helping them, and more importantly, Old Belvedere registering their first win since the league split into the top 4 and bottom 6, and setting it up nicely for finals day next Saturday.
That's it, yeah. So like that, it'll all come down to next week, and it'll be a different ball game, I'd say. Even again next week, it'll be another gear stepped up from both teams, and it'll be just a fantastic contest, and I'm looking forward to it already.
So as I said, we think the Suttonians are one of the conference finalists. We're not sure who the other one is. These two teams will be playing on the 3rd, 4th playoff, and then the final of, well, I suppose it's the domestic showpiece final.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in the cup?
That'll be on afterwards. So
Okay.
the cup was, first round was before Christmas there. So then the next round will take on after the league is finished, because we'll be going into the Six Nations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a chance for then those girls who kind of were on fringe players for the senior teams to get their chance in the cup. So it's a great opportunity for those sort of players to show their skills.
Excellent. And then, of course, the big game next Saturday, which will be on TG Caja. Excuse my pronunciation of TV. And that game between Blackrock and Railway Union, a South County Dublin final.
Yeah.
And we hope many of you will tune in on that day and listen to some professional commentators. I only mean professional. I'm not saying we're amateur. I'm saying we're not paid. But thank you very much for tuning in. And as the players leave the field now, we'll bid you farewell. And we'll see you soon again on Old Belvedere's women's YouTube channel.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Hayley.
Thank you.
Thank you, Niall.